The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
Coming up on UMass Sports Insider, it's back to Gillette for the Minutemen football team with a tall task against perhaps the top dog in the MAC this Saturday. We've got a preview of the team's big matchup against undefeated and nationally ranked Toledo. And it's been a hot start on the frozen ice for UMass hockey. After 3 exciting victories to begin the season, we'll sit down with some of the key figures involved as the Minutemen get set to open Hockey East play Friday night. Plus, we hit some unfrozen water and check in on the river with UMass Rowing, a squad that has had some great success in recent years and is already off to another strong campaign. Always rowing straight downstream. UMass Sports Insider. Let's start the show. You're watching UMass Sports Insider, presented by Mafre Insurance, Coca-Cola, and Office Depot Office Max. The UMass hockey season is off to a flying start. 2 road wins in Colorado were followed by a home opening victory last weekend against Sacred Heart. Now at 3-0, Coach Micheletto's team faces its first Hockey East opponent in longtime rival New Hampshire on Friday night at the Mullins Center. And coming up, we'll have a preview of the showdown. Hi there, and welcome to UMass Sports Insider. I'm your host, Josh Maurer. Coming up later on, both hockey coach John Micheletto and defenseman Ben Gallagher will join us. But first, we're starting with football, where the Minutemen have a huge challenge in front of them this Saturday at Gillette Stadium, hosting an undefeated Toledo team that's in the mix for a big-time bowl berth out of the group of 5. First, though, we'll take a look back at some of the highlights, sights, and sounds from homecoming last weekend here against Kent State. Well, we've got a fall chill in the air, but we're ready for homecoming football. It's UMass and Kent State from McGurk Alumni Stadium. He's back to pass. Throws a slam. Caught over the middle by Rodney Mills. Mills crosses midfield. Mills racing down the near sideline. Rodney Mills all the way to the Kent State 24-yard line. Dragged down from behind, a big-time gain. Rodney Mills over 50 yards. Shotgun snap. Handoff. Thrown to Wilson to the left side. Reaching for the goal line. Turns the corner. And Wilson with the touchdown. With a play fake, throws one over the middle to Sharp. Tajay makes the catch, racing to the left side, inside the 10, he's out of bounds. First and goal, Minutemen, and there's the record. Tajay Sharp passing Adrian Zullo, the most receiving yards in UMass football history. Well, now we're so happy to bring on UMass football head coach Mark Whipple. The interview was brought to you by Office Depot Office Max. Coach, this is going to be a big challenge coming up for your team on Saturday at Gillette with an undefeated Toledo Rockets team and one that doesn't seem to have too many holes. How are you preparing for a team that seems to be one of the most, if not the most talented in the conference?
Yeah, I think, well, they're right at the top. Bowling Green's also right there. This is a more well-balanced team than maybe Bowling Green. But top 20 team, 21, 22 last week. They can do it all. They got a good quarterback, transfer from Alabama, Philip Ely, 2 great running backs. I thought their offensive line might be a little bit of an issue because they lost 5 starters, but they haven't given up a sack all year. And defensively, they swarmed to the ball. Great front. They held Arkansas to a couple touchdowns. So we got our hands full, but our guys will be ready to go. When you look back at last week's game, what were the things that you wanted to work on most in moving past the Kent State loss and getting ready for this week? Well, the offense has got to prepare like the defense did last week. Learn from the mistakes. We had some untimely penalties, and just we're not in sync in the second half. I thought our defense took a step forward, and now we just got to keep moving forward. I was going to ask you about your defensive effort. Really, only giving up 13 points to Kent State in that game, and had some big stops
especially at the end of the game, to keep your team in it and give them a chance. Was that one of the better defensive efforts you've seen from this group?
Well, I think the 2 games at McGurk, our guys have played the way we expect them to on defense, and really just got to get the offense going. But I was really proud of our defense. Special teams was solid, and now we just got to fix the offense. Just had an off week, and we'll be back at it.
When you look at Toledo, everybody talks about Kareem Hunt, their running back, who's been injured on and off this season. We saw him last year in a very close game played out in Ohio. He's an NFL-type running back, isn't he?
No, he was voted the best player in the MAC, and I'd agree with it. Explosive, had an unbelievable bowl game. He's been playing a lot lately. He was hurt early, and we'll see him. We got to tackle. We got to tackle a little bit better and shore up some things that way.
Last year's game at Toledo in the Glass Bowl, it was one of the fun games to watch all year. Back and forth, a shootout that the Rockets were able to pull away late, but that was a great team last year that you went toe-to-toe with on the road, Coach. When you look back at that, does that give your guys perhaps some confidence this weekend?
Yeah, I don't think our guys have lacked confidence. I think we talked about it after the game last week in the locker room that this is a huge challenge, the biggest one, and we just got to find a way to win one game. That's all.
And I think sometimes, Coach, when your backs are against the proverbial wall, that's when you see your team play its best football. I look back to the Temple game earlier this year, and maybe that was the case. Could that be a similar situation when your guys are challenged like this, that you see the best come out of them?
Yeah, that, and similar that Toledo and Temple are pretty similar. I mean, very, very good teams. But as I said, I know the character of our players, and they're disappointed as we are as a coaching staff. But they'll bounce back here, and we'll have a great week of practice, and we'll be ready to go in Foxborough. All
right, Coach. Best of luck this weekend. We look forward to seeing you at Gillette.
Thanks, Josh.
There's head coach Mark Whipple. We're just getting started here on UMass Sports Insider. Time to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're moving to hockey. The unbeaten Minutemen have a huge Hockey East opener on tap for Friday night at Mullins, and we'll chat about it with the team's head coach. Lots more still to come, so keep it right here.
It's football season, and that means excitement, thrills, and adventure. Enjoy friends and family VIP status when the Minutemen take to the field at Gillette Stadium. Be there Saturday, October 24th when we play Toledo. For just $80, you'll get 4 great seats, a $20 voucher to use any way you'd like in stadium, amazing local discounts, and free parking. Let the season begin with you. Call 866-UMass-TIX to get this exclusive deal and lock in your seats today.
A forward-thinking insurance company with a global network, focused on taking care of you and your family, providing freedom from worry everywhere you go. Mafre Insurance. A forward-thinking insurance company with a global network, providing friendly service with over 2,000 professionals taking care of you and your family. Mafre Insurance.
I'm getting ready to shop for school supplies, and I'm kind of super excited about it.
A number 2 pencil, it'll get you through the day. This is what you need.
Why didn't I get enough pencils?
Like, I'd open a pack of paper and I'd feel like, it smells like learning.
Love that sound.
Oh, the future is now, ladies and gentlemen.
This is what I'm gonna get. This right here.
I am a student again, and I can do anything. And I have an agenda.
Leadership isn't given, it's earned, realized, accomplished, fulfilled, won. Leadership isn't given, it's taken.
Well, the UMass hockey team is off to a terrific 3-0 start to the season, and now we're happy to welcome on their head coach, John Micheletto, brought to you by Office Depot Office Max. And it's our pleasure to welcome on head coach John Micheletto. First of all, Coach, congratulations on what's happened so far. Talk about your first 2 weekends at Colorado, then at home.
Well, thank you, Josh. It's been a lot of fun. A new group of guys, obviously 9 freshmen. It's a whole new dynamic in the locker room and out at practice. We really attacked that opening weekend against Colorado as a team-building event, an area of the country that a lot of our guys haven't been to before. As well, we certainly wanted to put our best effort and execution together on the ice, particularly on Friday night. Our guys did that, coming away with a really big victory there, and then regrouping and funneling all of our energy back into Saturday night with the hopes of a sweep. We got behind a little bit in the second period, down 3-0, and our guys showed a lot of muster by coming back and putting together a 4-goal third period for obviously what winds up being a really, really exciting weekend as well as a successful one. And we carried that over into the home opener last week against Sacred Heart. Again, a little bit different team and a little bit different game, but it was good that our players were able to adjust and find a way to win in a variety of situations so far in the early going.
And one of the themes from your first 3 games, you mentioned the comeback on Saturday in Colorado and then Friday night against Sacred Heart. Third period magic. You've been a great third period team thus far. What makes a team able to do that?
Well, it's belief. First of all, in the locker room and in each other and in the system, and I think that goes a long way with this group. There's a sense of purpose that no matter what happens and no matter what adversity we have, we're not going to be denied at this point. So, I'm sure there are going to be evenings where that winds up not being the case, but at least the start is there for us, and the feeling that we can handle just about any adversity, no matter who it is and whether it's home or away. Those are really important lessons for us to learn and the confidence to have in the early season.
One guy who's made a huge name, you mentioned you have so many freshmen, but how about this Austin Plevy, who came out in that first weekend in Colorado and he made national headlines with the way that he played. He has really ingratiated himself quickly into your program, huh?
He's done a nice job. Obviously, he's been a beneficiary of some nice plays from his line mates in the first 3 games, but to come out in your first college hockey game and have a hat trick and 4 points certainly introduces you to both the UMass crowd as well as college hockey in general. And Austin certainly comes with a fine pedigree. He was able to be a productive player at every stop along the way until he got to UMass. And we certainly expect him, as well as the other 8 freshmen that we have in that class, to contribute right away.
So these first 2 weekends, kind of the hors d'oeuvres, I guess, and now here comes the entree when you start Hockey East play. Friday night, it's New Hampshire coming to the Mullins Center. Let's talk about what you're expecting as you get into conference play this weekend.
Well, certainly no better program to play against than Coach Umili's Wildcats. Does a great job behind the bench with that group. They're always very talented and ready to play. So them like us have had 3 preseason games, so to speak, non-conference, before they get here to the Mullins Center on Friday. So I would expect us to have to defend away from the puck quite well. They do a good job of spreading the ice and incorporating everybody in on the offense. But also our transition offense has got to be really good in order to take advantage of the few opportunities that they're going to allow us to have.
I know it's this way for the fans. Is it this way for the players and coaches too, that you get a little extra pep in the step, a little extra excitement when you play your first Hockey East matchup, as you will?
Absolutely. It's the best conference in the country first and foremost, and we know that we've got to be ready to play. Being in front of our home crowd is certainly going to be a plus for us. But again, we know that the game certainly takes another jump up in terms of intensity and in terms of performance when we're playing against Hockey East opponents.
Well, Coach, best of luck this week, and it's great to have you here and continued success.
Thank you very much, Josh.
When we come back, we're heading for the Connecticut River and meeting the 2015-16 UMass rowing team, one that hopes to make yet another return to the NCAA championships next spring. Get out your boats and oars, coming up next.
It's football season, and that means excitement, thrills, and adventure. Enjoy friends and family VIP status when your Minutemen take to the field at Gillette Stadium. Be there Saturday, November 7th, as we face Akron. For just $80, you'll get 4 great seats, a $20 voucher to use any way you'd like in stadium, amazing local discounts, and free parking. Let the season begin with you. Call 866-UMass-TIX to get this exclusive deal and lock in your seats today.
Welcome back to UMass Sports Insider. Here on the Connecticut River, the UMass rowing team has had a terrific run the past few seasons, becoming one of the most successful teams on campus and winning back-to-back Atlantic 10 titles in 2014 and 15. This year, Coach Jim Dietz' team is off to another terrific start. And to see how they've been able to do it, we'll take a look at the squad, presented by Mafre Insurance.
So this is the 4th annual Seven Sisters. I was actually here for the first, which is very strange. It was the first time I ever flipped in a single. We have Ithaca, Tufts, and Smith and us. Smith is the boathouse next door, so they kind of hop in, and then Tufts and Ithaca drive down and compete. It's really great having everyone back here at the boathouse. Me and Sam rode over the summer together a couple times, and having the freshmen back is really awesome, kind of seeing what their talent is.
It gets a little empty out here during the summer, so it's nice to have everyone back and be all together and getting ready for the year.
This is one of the best teams that we've ever had. I mean, the recruiting over the past 2 to 3 years has been incredible. Getting more talented people, scullers at a very high level are coming in. Our general numbers, as you know, with ergs and stuff like that are probably across the board higher than we've ever had. So the depth of the team, the work ethic of the team, it's like you say, the train is on the track and it's leaving the station and everything's just going strong right now.
The team is really talented this year. We've been moving up every year since my freshman year. We just get better recruits every year, and we're going to be really fast this spring.
Our team ethic has really changed this year. Our secondary workouts have become more intense, and everyone's really cracking down this year, getting ready for NCAAs. Having the new boathouse has definitely helped hosting regattas and enhancing just the overall vibe. I mean, I was at the old boathouse when I was a freshman, and it was just kind of, everything was run down there, and it kind of felt like the team was a little run down, so now it kind of feels very powerful and strong.
It's also a really great recruiting tool. When recruits come here, they see that we're a big deal because we've got this just really nice facility.
Well, we couldn't have done this before. We really didn't have the facility to put anybody up or do anything. Here we have the support not only of our boathouse, but the whole marina staff here at Sportsman's. You know, they just add to it, you know, the number of coaching launches we're able to have in the water for safety. It's very unusual for any school to have more than 1 or 2 boats in the head of the Charleston. Last year we were second in the Club 8, and that was a guaranteed entry. I think we were 3rd or 4th in the Lightweight 4. That's a guaranteed entry. Adding to that, we have the Championship 8, the Championship Double, and the Club Single. Not to mention all the alumni boats that are going to be going out and racing there as well. Team's excited to go, and it's nice that we have such a big group going. You know, I mean, everybody's included. The head of the Oklahoma is kind of a reward for the women that train all summer long. And the very first week of school, like 2 days into school, we're racing 16 women off to see which 4 are going to go to Oklahoma with me. Everybody wants to go to Oklahoma because everybody has a good time when they go with the coach.
The Minutemen conclude their fall portion of the schedule with 2 more competitions. Halloween weekend, they will be in New Jersey before finishing up the fall in early November in New Hampshire. The team is then off for the winter before resuming play this spring. Well, now we take a quick break on UMass Sports Insider. Don't go away. On the other side, we head back to hockey and meet a senior UMass defenseman who has helped the Minutemen to a 3-0 start to the campaign. Calgary, Alberta zone, Ben Gallagher joins us next. We'll be right back.
Leadership isn't given. It's earned. Realized. Accomplished. Fulfilled. Won. Leadership isn't given. It's taken.
Welcome back to UMass Sports Insider. As we finish the show, we're happy to welcome on one of the key figures to the 3-0 hockey team start to the year. It's Ben Gallagher, presented by Peter Pan. We already spoke with UMass hockey head coach John Micheletto, whose team is getting ready for its Hockey East opener on Friday night. They welcome New Hampshire. Here's one of the 2 seniors on the Minutemen, defenseman Ben Gallagher. It's great to have you, Ben, and congratulations on a great start to the season. Let's talk about the first 2 weekends. A 3-0 start. I'm guessing that you, as one of the leaders, probably couldn't have hoped for anything better than that, right?
No, definitely not. I think coming into the year, obviously you hope to win your first weekend. We were focused on Friday night going into Colorado. got the job done. And I think a big character builder for us was that comeback, obviously, on Saturday night.
Well, it's a very young team. There's no question about that. Obviously, when you have just 2 seniors, you're going to be relying on some new faces. As one of the upperclassmen, how have you been able to try to take on a leadership role this year?
I think it's just getting the guys together away from the rink. Me and Shane and Evan Stack did a good job with Captain Steve Iacobellis, obviously. Getting the guys together away from the rink and obviously getting to know guys on a little bit more personal level. And I think that bodes well for us on the ice. But another thing is I think that a lot of these young guys, they're mature emotionally and socially. So I think that really helped with the transition into the college hockey game.
So defense is such a big part of the sport. And last year, that wasn't something that I know you guys are very proud of. How have you made the adjustments this year so far to look like such a more cohesive and productive unit?
I think it's something that we've talked about as a group with Coach Miller. We've been doing a lot of video this year. We've been really honing in on a few habits that we've tried to instill, just being hard to play against and taking pride, and I think that starts in practice. It's a competitive group back there, and I think guys like Willie and Jukes having been to NHL camps in the past, that experience has really helped them.
All right, let's talk about playing at the Mullins Center. You had your home opener last weekend and a big win against Sacred Heart. I imagine it's going to be even more crazy this Friday night with rival New Hampshire coming to town. Let's talk about the atmosphere you're hoping for.
Yeah, I think the Mullins Maniacs did a good job on Friday night against Sacred Heart. We were handing out some tickets around the dining commons, and I think that there's a little buzz on campus about it. I know all the boys were really fired up to play at home, and I think it's going to be really exciting to play UNH on Friday.
This is one of the oldest rivals that UMass has, UNH. Of course, it's a New England team, and then you're also Hockey East opponents. Yeah. It's a conference game, so this is really big Friday night, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. Last year we started out against BU in a conference game. I think it's nice that we have our feet underneath us a little bit with a few games under our belt going into a Hockey East matchup. Obviously, these games couldn't be more important. Right from the drop of the puck on Friday night, we need to be ready to go.
Seems like you guys have been having fun so far this year. Is that the case?
Most definitely, yeah. I think the guys are all having fun. I think practice has been upbeat, up-tempo, and the guys are really enjoying it. It helps when you're 3-0.
Well, Ben, best of luck. Thanks so much for coming by here today.
Thanks so much.
It'll be a 7 o'clock face-off on Friday night at the Mullins Center, UMass and UNH. And we're back to wrap it up right after this.
It's football season, and that means excitement, thrills, and adventure. Enjoy friends and family VIP status when your Minutemen take to the field at Gillette Stadium. Be there Saturday, November 7th, as we face Akron. For just $80, you'll get 4 great seats, a $20 voucher to use any way you'd like in stadium, amazing local discounts, and free parking. Let the season begin with you. Call 866-UMass-TICKS to get this exclusive deal and lock in your seats today.
Forward-thinking insurance company with a global network, focused on taking care of you and your family, providing freedom from worry everywhere you go. Mafre Insurance, a forward-thinking insurance company with a global network, providing friendly service with over 2,000 professionals taking care of you and your family. Mafre Insurance.
I'm getting ready to shop for school supplies, and I'm kind of super excited about it.
A number 2 pencil. It'll get you through the day. This is what you need.
Why didn't I get enough pencils?
I'd open a pack of paper and be like, it smells like learning.
Love that sound.
Oh, the future is now, ladies and gentlemen.
This is what I'm going to get. This right here.
I am a student again, and I can do anything, and I have an agenda.
Welcome back. Well, that will do it for this week's edition of UMass Sports Insider. Thanks so much for watching. We'll have another new edition of the program coming up next week as the UMass football team gets set for a Halloween matchup at Ball State. We'll have a preview for you in the next edition. Until then, I'm Josh Nauer. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much for watching.